So looking at guitar tablature, another way that you can look at it is, or a trick is, if you put your guitar straight up like this and you flip the tab, the note on the bottom, or it would be the left hand side, is the same. So if you place them next to each other, they would look the same. So if we look at this tab, it says 4/4 and it goes up in a scale, but the way that this tab would be played would be, so the 0 and the 1, let's go through that first. The 0 means open, so there's no, you don't have your fingers on a fret at all. So the first two notes are open on the top string. So, or the other way that you can look at it is the bottom string of the tab is the top string, so it's flipped. So the top string is open and the next note is the string on the first fret, which is an F. So this tab, for example, goes like this. So if we use our knowledge of traditional notation and the notes that we already know, as well as the method of coffee tea to understand the length of the notes and the note value, we can transpose this piece of tonic solfa. So it would sound a bit like this. Tea, coffee, tea, tea, coffee, tea. The great thing about the graphic scores is that it really is down to interpretation. So if we take the graphic score shown on the presentation, it may sound something a bit like this. 1, 2, 3. From our own interpretation of what the score looks like it sounds like. So if we take a look at the piece of sheet music, drum sheet music above the letters video 4 on the presentation, it's in 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and on every beat there's a hi-hat, every other beat there's a kick, and to fill in the other beats there's a snare. So this piece of sheet music, using what we know from the notation key, would sound like this. And I'll count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we take these two different chord charts, we can look at those and think about how they would sound. So the top one says that the chord mostly played is C7, and underneath there's some indication of the time that you would play at and the pace and the rhythm, and then we've got an F at the end. So let's listen to what that would sound like. One last time. And then the one underneath it is a bit less instructive, but we can still interpret what this means. So we've got a B flat minor, E flat minor, and an F7. So let's play that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. And once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's what the chord charts sound like. So one of the reasons that lead sheets are so helpful is because, especially for somebody like me who plays and sings at the same time, it's a really good way of incorporating accuracy into your vocal melody, and also some chords that would help you fill out the song and play the song accurately. So let's start. So this would go, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you do, and in my head I paint a picture. So when we're looking at this lead sheet, it's really good for people like me who sing and play the piano together, because you've got an indication of rhythm through the melody, you've got the lyrics on there, you've also got the chords, which can be played on a lot of different instruments, So it's really good for people that play multiple instruments or ensembles, because you've got one clear piece of sheet music that tells you quite a lot of information. So if we use this, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think